What's up, YouTube? My name is Uncle Smokey, and this is Uncle Smokey Stock Trades. Before I start this video, I would like to say I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So please take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own DD. Today we're going to talk about ticker symbol MMAT, Meta Materials Inc. We're going to break down the TA, we're going to look at the options chain, we're going to go through Ortex, we're going to go through Fintel, and of course at the end of the video I've got some Twitter news and my prediction. Today we opened up at $3.57. We came straight down to test 350 and we held it very well. 350 did prove to be a very strong level of support at this point in time, and then immediately bounced and shot straight up. Now, when we got up here, we were a little bit oversold, as you can see by the RSI right down here, okay? And of course, we're going to come down. Now, I will say this is a little bit of shorting pressure, and this is normal. Okay, when you get oversold, expect to see shorts come in to bring the stock back down to a little bit more of a comfortable level where it can then remount and go again. But you'll also notice that it's testing our lines. So right here is 365, okay? And then you're going to see it over here again, all right? And we're going to get to this point here in just a minute. So once you've seen it make this move, it ran up to $3.84. Now, I've got a Fibonacci retracement up here so you guys can see its pullback movement, all right? So the first pullback that it had was to about 25%, where it bounced and then jumped back up, okay? Back to almost the same exact level. That's how important these levels are, okay? And then it came all the way down to the 61.8% retracement level. This is a perfect bounce, just below the 50% level and up. Now, I also put a tweet out earlier today that stating that, here, I can pull it right up here, stating that 365 has defined itself as support and the RSI confirms. Some consolidation in this channel for a while would be nice. I want to explain that tweet a little bit. Now, Dadtastic did come out right after I put this one out. He made a comment stating something about a bounce, and I totally agree with him. In fact, it did. Right here. A bounce before consolidation. Boom. Dadtastic. You freaking called that, dude. Bravo. All right. So it did. It bounced before it consolidated. Sorry, I'm not even on the chart. Right here. It came up and tapped the 375 line. Okay. 375 showing itself to be a very strong level of resistance, coming down and consolidating for quite some time before attempting to make another remount of 375. Now, it did break out, but it only broke out for a few minutes. So it wasn't comfortable up there at that present moment in time and did come back down to consolidate through the rest of the day in the channel I wanted it to be in. This is a comfortable level, guys. I want it here for a reason today because it needs to set up that base level, okay? I've said it 100 times now, at least. I don't want it to squeeze right away. Okay, yeah, I want to squeeze. Everybody wants a squeeze. But I don't want it to do it now. I want it to make very special levels of support. This being one of them. The next level of support I want to see is $4. I want it to make a nice, strong base. Because when it squeezes, I want something for it to bounce off of. Now, grant you, I keep saying I want it to squeeze at 20. Heck yeah, I do. But you better believe at 20 before it goes up, it's going to shoot down. And it needs something rock solid to bounce off of. Okay. So that is why I said I wanted to consolidate in this channel. And the Fibonacci retracement shows that it was going to consolidate in this channel. And you know, it is what it is. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the reason why the RSI confirms it. So you'll notice that throughout the entire trading day, the RSI never went oversold except for this point right here. Okay, now I know I prematurely said that, but again, I was pretty confident on the way the stock was going to move the rest of the day, just from history. Okay, knowing that 375 is going to be a level of resistance and 360 to 365 is going to be a level of support. Okay. And like I said, RSI not dipping below that the rest of the day, confirmed 365 is going to be it. And let's move on. Options chain. I'm going to really try and get through these videos a little bit faster, guys. I know it's hard to get through my long videos. I pack a lot of information in here. So what I'm going to start trying to do is, instead of giving you tidbits of education all the time. I'm going to try and break out big videos of education so we can cover more educational stuff in a video. But I'm still going to give you the little stuff as I can. All right, so 90% calls, 10% puts, 15,000 calls, 2,500 puts. That's amazing. We're doing so good. IV actually came down 2%, came or about 1%-ish, to 142.17. The stock moved up. It moved up dramatically. In fact, anybody who had calls today for the $4 mark probably could have made a little bit of money. Not a whole lot, because the IV never once spiked crazy high, all right, as far as the overall calls go. So, yeah, this is just making it more inviting. And obviously, it's way more inviting, okay? When you see these low IV numbers, you're going to see calls going through the roof. Of course, people want to buy them. This is a great time to buy. They're cheap. Low IV, cheap calls. Moving on. Intranet. All right, we already talked about that. All right, here we are. Ortex. None of this really is going to change throughout the day up here. Okay, this will all update tomorrow, and that's why I send you a morning briefing. So if anybody would like to get in on the morning briefing and you have not yet subscribed, or not subscribed, yeah, well, subscribe to my channel, but go ahead onto Twitter as well, and or Stock Twits, and find me on there. I am at Smoky Stocks on Twitter. And I'm not familiar with my Stock Twits handle yet, but it's in the description of my video. So definitely check me out there. I give morning briefings every day showing what the Fintel numbers are and what the Ortex numbers are. So with that being said, days on loan. Days on loan average. Whew, boy, that was tough to get out that time. We moved up 17.14 days on loan. That's the average number of how long the short positions have been holding their position. Okay, and they can do that for as long as they'd like. Okay, in fact, AMC has recently had like 30 days on loan. Before that, it was like 45 and 50 days on loan. There were some stocks that have had 100 and some days on loan. As long as these hedge funds and these short positions can afford to keep the shorts out there, or they have the ability to keep moving them from inner fund to inner fund, or outer fund to outer fund, however that works, they will. And they'll keep piling in that way. Bring it. Negative 8.42% on the short interest today. So it is going to come down a little bit tomorrow. We should expect that. We've had 3 green days in a row. Now, the cost to borrow has gone up a little bit. There is a heavy amount of return shares today, but it's not a crazy amount. It's just a heavy amount. 3 million shares were returned. And remember, that does not mean that those were shares that were shorted into the market. It means that they're just shares that have been returned. Some of them could have been short shares. Some of them could have just been borrowed shares that never physically made it into the market. Let's move into Fintel. All right. Let's hit refresh. Oops, an error occurred. Uh-oh. All right, it's back. So, days to cover, 1.7. It went up a little bit. Of course, this number's the updated number from the NASDAQ, so we know that the short interest as of about 15, 16 days ago is 11%. Good, we're moving up. The short squeeze score, let's get something clear. Okay, yes, I show you this. I showed you this morning because I thought it was impressive. We went from 48% short squeeze score to 70% short squeeze score. But we all know how I feel. I don't want to squeeze right now. Let's get to 20, right? Right. Anyhow, short shares availability. Now, here's another thing that I did earlier today. I put out a tweet. Let's find that one. Back. I don't like this guy at all. There it is. This was at like, I don't know, 12, 1 o'clock, something like that. At last updated 11 hours ago, and it was 90,000 shares available. Now, of course, I was a little bit upset at the time, but I'm really upset with that now. Because 20 hours ago was 90,000, and yet 20 hours ago was also 0. That means shares were returned and then borrowed immediately, and we never got to see this all day long. We never even knew about it, okay? And that can't happen. If we're paying for these sites for them to give us accurate information when we need it, I don't want to wait 20 hours to know how many shares are available. Okay? Now, it did show that here at the end of the day, they returned 250,000 shares to a leading prime brokerage, but they took another 100,000 right off of that, so bringing it back down. Like I said, it could very well be that they're trying to load up for tomorrow. So brace yourself for that. Be prepared. Short sale transactions. This is, of course, for yesterday. We don't have any of today's information yet. Let's refresh it to confirm. Confirmed. This is only transactions over $5,000 or more. You will not see anything under $5,000, okay? And that is because I guess it's insignificant. I don't know. In all honesty, I think the transparency needs to be there. I think if they're shorting into the market, we need to know what's happening. And we need to be able to track it. It's not fair that the average retail investor can't see what everybody else can see, what the institutions can see, what the guys on the floor can see. That's not fair. Here's our data. Yesterday, even though we climbed 6.5%, they shorted 350,000, call it 351,000 shares in the market for $1.25 million. Again, I stand behind what I said. They have not given up. They're not ready to give up their position yet. They think they can get it down. We're going to show them that they can't. Buyers and sellers. There's only one new buyer. And again, we know that this is going to happen. In fact, this should be coming to an end. We have reached that 45-day point where you should not be seeing any more of this for a few days. Actually, about a month, I think. But anyway, this is a very bullish position. This was done, again, on the initial lift. And they bought 2,700 shares. Welcome. We did that. We did that. No new sellers. Just this. Still curious. No one's given me any valid information yet. No one. I mean, we know what it is. I'm not talking about this community. I'm talking about Fintel that I've gone through and emailed. I'm talking about a brokerage that I emailed to find out any information about this. I've got a guy that I know that does this for a living, and he still hasn't answered me back. So, I don't know. We're going to figure this out. Let's see here. We made it through Fintel. We made it through all of this good stuff. Man, we are moving along today, guys. This video is going to be quick. I'm going to get all kinds of good thumbs up. Thanks, Uncle Smokey, for making it short. All right, I want to recognize Dave, DJ Undero. He put up this video earlier today of Cramer. Let's go ahead and watch this. Cracking.
Calling about a ticker symbol MMAT, Metamaterials Inc.
Small Canadian company, are we? Okay, now, one of these things, when you have these little metals companies, this is not like a little cancer company where I'll say buy it like Trillium. This is one where I really question the long-term approach of them. I don't want to own it.
What? Metals? Did you even look at the website? I mean, did you even look at anything? How about just pulling up there on the SEC.gov site and seeing that we're not metals? I don't know. This guy is stupid. I'm just going to tell you, anything he says, I usually do the opposite. Okay? I believe he also said Tesla was going to be a flop. Where you at? I don't think so. Anywho, I definitely wanted to give a shout out to Dave on that. He was the first one I seen with it. I do believe Sterling is the one who shared it from him. So I'm like, hey, cool. Thanks, Dave. And then, what else do I have? Dadtastic. Dude, great job today. So Dadtastic 2 tossed out, where is Metamaterials in terms of PCMs? Is this something that we're working on? Are you at liberty to discuss currently? Inquiring minds want to know. We got a response from George, okay, for DOD, Department of Defense, if nobody knows what that means. I don't remember you saying anything about the DOD, Dad. I really don't. Thanks, George. We appreciate you, bud. Come on over to Dadtastic's Twitter page, at Dadtastic2. Look this up. Good read, all right? And then, of course, you can follow through him any other meta head you want to. We're all basically connected in some way or another, all the way from Sterling to Chunk to Exact to Dad, obviously, me, Wedge. We're all connected. So it's a big community, and if you're new to the channel, you're new to Metamaterials, look us up. Stock Twits Twitter, obviously on YouTube. we all love having new people. We like educating you guys on the company. With that being said, we're going to go ahead on over to my prediction. Now, I am looking for Metamaterials to put out some information on the expo that we just had. I want to know some stuff about it. I didn't get to go out and see it. That was closer to, I want to say Terry. So maybe he did. I don't know. Prediction time. So I am finding that not putting the lines on the chart has been good for us. Okay, so I'm not going to put the lines on the chart. We're going to stick with that for a while. Yep, I'm going tight. Okay, so we're going to do both bull and bear. We're going to start out with bear today, guys. Now, with what the stock did and how it ended, I don't foresee us going too far bear. I do expect us to test 350 again. All right, it's probably going to happen, but it'll be quick. Actually, I don't even want to say 350. Give me a second. Hold on, I'm going to pause you for a second. Yep, I say 350. There's a good chance we could tap 350. I do think the short positions are going to come in, especially first thing in the morning. They're going to attempt to shed off some paper hands, okay? We need to stay strong, guys. Do not sell. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But if you don't have to sell, don't. You're not losing money unless you sell, okay? So, if it starts dropping, don't sweat it. We've got strength. We're making a good foundation. We're back in the channel we want to be in. It's going to bounce. It always bounces, okay? It's going to come back, and it will probably do it tomorrow if it makes this big drop that I'm talking about. Now, I'm not going to say that it will. It could. If it does, expect for it to come back up. It's probably going to test 360, bounce, 365, bounce, and then back up to where we are currently trading. More than likely consolidating through the rest of the day with a probably red-ish, like you're talking 365 to 370 finish. Yes, I know that's basically the range I called today, and yes, that is basically where it finished. Just a little bit up. So if we go bull, we are going to break out. We're going to break out hard just like we have, okay? And expect for an immediate test for 380, 385, okay? It's going to more than likely bounce off of that once or twice because 385, 380 is a very strong level of resistance. We've tested it many times in the past, both down and up. Providing we break through 385, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. 4 is the next stop. I don't see a whole lot of resistance up in here, maybe 395-ish, but 4 is your next stop, okay? We break through 4, 420 is the level. That's what we want to hit. We want to hit 420. And we hit 420 tomorrow, I might go live, I might show my face, and we may smoke together. I don't know if it's legal. I'm going to find out. But yeah, I fully think we're going to go bull. I don't see us hitting 420 tomorrow. If we do, sweet. If we don't, I'm seeing 4 tomorrow, okay? We go bull, we're tapping 4. We'll probably bounce off of it. Finish in the 390s range, somewhere in here. That's what I'm thinking. If you like what I said, awesome. Hit the like button, subscribe. Comment below for the algorithms. If you got any questions, feel free to ask me questions. I love to communicate with the community. I try to answer all the questions in my YouTube comments. I also try to answer all the questions that are given to me on Twitter, Stock Twits, and of course I'm also on Reddit a lot. Go to the MMATR site. I do a lot of live chats with those guys on there. And in fact, I do think we're planning on doing some type of collaboration with all 3 of us main YouTubers for the MMAT community, doing a live Q&A on that channel here in the very near future. I think we're talking like a Sunday someday. All right, guys. I've got a video I need to go watch. Sterling kicked his video out early today, and I haven't gotten to see it, and I really want to go see it. I also want to check to see if Terry's got one out there. I suggest everybody does the exact same thing I'm doing right now, and that's doing their DD, going watching these guys' videos. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Buy, hold, buy. Peace.